Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Emerge, your 30-day yoga journey with Mama Magma Yoga. My name is Tamu, and I'm your humble guide throughout this journey, throughout the month. And today we are on day 10. The time goes by, and I'm feeling it, and I'm loving having you along here for the ride. Today we are exploring our creativity. So today's flow is going to invite you to really embrace this as your yoga practice. So I'm going to be giving you suggestions. I'm going to allow you to play within most of the asanas, and in fact all of them. Like, really embrace this as your own. You know what? Fly off on your own flow. If you just want to have someone to practice with and I'm just on the screen and you're hearing me in the background, but you're doing your own thing, all power to you. Let's really get into our creative selves and get those creative juices flowing today. So I invite you to come down onto your back. We're going to come all the way down onto the back. Center yourself on your yoga mat. Come on down to the ground. Let's send the legs out long first, finding ourselves in Shavasana, bringing the hands to the belly, and push into the back of the head, allowing the shoulder blades to run down the back body and the shoulders to open away from the ears. Let's take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, close the eyes for a moment and just allow yourself to sink into the mat, to totally become one with your yoga mat, feeling the earth rising up to meet you. Begin to listen to the sound of your breath, becoming more and more present in this moment. And as you do so, start to tap into what creativity means to you. So maybe you're not an artist per se, or you don't consider yourself one, but maybe you do something else with your hands. So maybe you're a gardener, maybe you fix cars, maybe you're a mom who's always chasing around after kids and you're helping them play and bringing creativity into life that way. Maybe you work with numbers, maybe you work with words. In whatever way it is, how are you creative? You know, my son would say he's not creative, but he works with metal and he's bending metal all day and figuring out problems and solving things. And in that way, he is very creative. He's also creative in other ways. He just doesn't see it. So I would guess that if you think that you're not creative, that you're just not giving yourself enough credit. So come on, come into yourself, feel those creative juices starting to move around, and at least open permission for you to explore yourself as a creative being. So let's take another deep breath in. Enough of my rambling. And on the exhale, sigh it out. And maybe you ground into the mantra, I create. Beautiful. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips out past the crown. We're just finding a nice full body stretch here. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to hug the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a great big hug. So we're starting off here nice and easy, rolling side to side maybe just a little bit, peeling the nose up towards the knees. Feel it out for a moment, and then we'll bring the head back down to the mat. Bring the knees over the hips, shins parallel with the ceiling. Reach the fingertips out long beside you. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, hug the navel to the spine and allow the knees to fall over to the left. Just finding a nice supine twist here for a moment. Feeling it down through the mid-back, the lower back, and into the hips. See if you can relax the legs, relax the hips, and keep the right shoulder grounded towards the earth. On your next inhale, we'll come back through center, hugging that navel to the spine, and then we'll just take it over to the other side. So we're just on an exhale, allowing the knees to fall to the right. Just a quick twist here, working it out, seeing if we can keep that left shoulder grounded, seeing if we can keep the knees together or working towards that. Right leg is flush with the ground. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring those knees back up through center. Then we're going to bring the palms to the shins, hug the knees into the chest, and we're going to start to really get creative here. Start to roll around on your back. Maybe like you come up and you come all the way back down. Maybe you roll to the side and you get silly. What does your body need right now? Can you laugh at yourself? Can you roll around and exaggerate it a little bit? Start to get the juices flowing. If you're practicing with somebody, maybe you giggle it out. Beautiful. Eventually, we're going to rock and roll all the way up to a seated position. Take your time getting there. And we're going to come forward onto all fours. Find your tabletop position whenever you're ready, bringing the knees underneath the hip points, wrists underneath the shoulders. Knees are hip-width distance apart. That tailbone is stretching towards the back edge of the mat. Crown is reaching forward. We're pressing down into the tops of the feet, and we're hugging the navel to the spine. Now we're going to do a version of cat-cow that really invites you to play around with the movement yourself. So I'm going to start taking nice big circles. And when I come forward, I'm going to drop my belly, shine my heart forward. And when I come back, I'm going to curve through the spine, find my cat pose, maybe come back to a child's pose. Then I'm going to come forward, rocking those hips around. And then I'm just going to start to play. Really exaggerating here, finding cat-cow with the spine, maybe making circles with the belly, circles with the hips, coming back into my child's pose, maybe coming forward into an up dog or a cobra, beginning to play around to choreograph how I'm feeling and get those creative juices nice and flowing within the body. Breathing nice and deep. Don't leave the breath behind. We want to synchronize breath and movement. Let's take a couple more breaths here just to play around. And then when you're ready, you're going to choreograph your way all the way to a downward facing dog. So you might walk the palms forward a little bit, and then eventually you'll curl those toes under, and you'll send those hips up high and back, finding a first downward facing dog of the practice. Right away, begin to pedal it out. Make this downward dog count. Make it really feel good in the body. So stretching through the backs of the legs, elongating through the side body. Maybe really exaggerate this walking the dog, playing with the hips. Melt that heart towards the thighs. Loosen through the neck. Begin to breathe nice and deep. Come on, you're in your own private space. Let's have some fun with it here. Breathing nice and deep. Keep it going. Couple more breaths. Wonderful. Then we'll find some stillness, allowing the heels to melt down towards the mat, really pressing into our fingertips and our knuckles and allowing the heart to melt towards the thighs. Let's take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Let something go. Then we'll bend the knees generously, bring the belly to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, look towards the top of the mat. And on an exhale, we're going to slowly walk towards the top of the mat, but see how slow you can go. Roll through the fascia of the feet. Press down into the earth. Feel every little bit of the foot that is touching the mat, touching the floor. Eventually, we'll arrive at the top of the mat with the feet hip-width distance apart and find a forward fold. Once again, start to play with it here. Don't stick to the structure. How can you be creative in this forward fold? Can you bend the knees generously? Can you straighten one leg and then the other? Can you play with the placement of the hands? Can you allow the neck to become nice and loose? Breathing nice and deep. Play around with it for a couple more breaths. I mean, maybe you're just someone who needs to just stand here and fold, finding the stillness within the movement, the center within the chaos, and maybe that's how you tap in. Eventually, we're going to release the fingertips to the mat, And we'll slide the palms up the legs on an inhale, bringing the tops of the palms, or the palms to the tops of the thighs, squeezing the elbows into the side body, lengthening through the crown, finding that beautiful length from crown to tail. We inhale in and exhale to bow it down. Remember, you don't have to stick totally to the structure. Find it within yourself. Then we're going to root to rise. We're going to send those fingertips wide. Drop the hips. Rise all the way up. Reach for the heavens. Maybe you say a little prayer here. Maybe you find a little back bend. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the heart. Center it back in. Really find that sacredness, that alignment. Whew. Create your own energy. Beautiful. On your next inhale, you're going to find some soft knees, and you're going to inhale to reach again. Reach, 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 all the way up towards the heavens. Maybe you find another back bend. And on an exhale, maybe you bring the palms together, maybe you swan dive it forward. Find your way down, all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. What does it look like? Do you do airplane arms this time? Reaching those fingertips back, crown reaching forward. Then exhale to fold. Root to rise once again. Find your way all the way up like a tree growing towards the heavens. You inhale in and exhale. Bring those hands to the heart. Wonderful. Now you can step to the middle of your mat or stay where you are, but bring the feet just wider than hip width distance apart. We're going to do knocking on heaven's door. So we're really going to get the prana moving. We're going to get the creative juices flowing. We're going to get the body, the energy moving in the body. So find your soft knees. So you've got a nice strong stance here. You're not locked in the knees. You're not rigid. You're rolling those shoulders back, lifting with the sternum, finding your beautiful mountain pose, standing up nice and tall. Beautiful. Inhale in. Exhale, relax those shoulders. Tag some weight in the fingertips. And we're going to find our soft knees, and we're going to start to twist from side to side, allowing the arms to become like noodles, nice and long, no tension. We're going to start to slap our own butt here, twisting side to side, keeping those knees nice and soft so that we don't hurt them, and so that we have some, maybe you can play with it, rising up and down. Maybe you follow with your eyes the direction that you're going in. Maybe you keep your eye trained on one spot on the wall. Start to really exaggerate the movement, allowing the arms to fly up a little bit more, so increase the energy, increase the pace of the twist. Really feel yourself slapping your own butt here. Maybe you find a little bounce. Make it your own. Maybe you sing. Maybe you're wild with the head. Maybe really get into it. Let's increase the speed a little bit more here. Get a little bit more crazy. Get the prana moving. Breathe nice and deep. Don't leave the breath behind. You got this. Let's speed it up even more. Maybe we feel a little bit silly. Maybe we giggle at ourselves again. Put a smile on our face. Maybe you laugh at me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep it going. A little bit crazier here. Really slapping yourself. You got it. Let's move that energy around. Get the energy moving. Let's not leave it stagnant in the body anymore. We want to get creative. Explore our own creativity. Another couple breaths here. Maybe you speed it up. Maybe you get kind of crazy with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Breathing nice and deep. Wonderful. And then we start to slow it down. Bringing it back towards center. Feeling our heartbeat. Feeling that maybe tingling in the hands. Energy moving in the body. Eventually you'll come back to your mountain pose. Shine your palms forward. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, close the eyes or soften the gaze. Relax those shoulders and just allow yourself to experience the moment. Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you really regulate your breath? You come back to center. You come to the eye of the storm, feeling that energy that's moving that we've created. Beautiful. Now open the eyes if they're not already. And we're going to bring the hands to the waistline and step the feet a little bit wider than we've got them. So we're going to step the feet out. We're going to turn the toes out and the heels in. So hands are at the waistline. We're standing up nice and tall. We're lifting from the sternum, really reaching with the crown. We're getting our center underneath us. See if you can feel that in your hip creases, that the center comes underneath you. You're not allowing your butt to splay out behind you. Beautiful. Shoulders are reaching towards each other. Shoulder blades are kissing down the back body. Let's inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the heavens. Find our star pose, open and receptive to the universe, open to the creative juices that can flow through us. Then we'll inhale in, exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips. Come down into your goddess pose. Bend those elbows, palms shining forward. Sink down deep into your roots. Find your inner goddess. Sinking nice and deep. Beautiful. Find this pose nice and strong in the legs. Then on an inhale, you're going to rise back up, kick off of the right foot, reach to the left, come back down. We'll try that again. It'll probably take a minute to catch up. On an inhale, we're pushing up, push out of the left foot, and then back down. This time we're rising up out of the right foot. Lift up, back down. I'm opening and closing my hands to help me feel the movement. Inhale, push up. Exhale, back down on the left foot. Inhale, push up off of the right foot. Exhale, back down. A couple more times on each side. Inhale, push up, left foot. Exhale, down. Inhale, push up, right foot. Exhale, back down. One more time on this side. Inhale, push up on the left side. Exhale, back down. Inhale, push up on the right side. Exhale, back down. Beautiful. Find your goddess pose. Reach the fingertips out beside you. Then we'll cross the right arm underneath the left. Find our eagle arms. Lift the elbows, binding once or binding twice. We inhale in. Exhale, straighten the legs. Release the bind. Come back to your tall standing pose. Beautiful. See if you can close the eyes, soften the gaze, regulate the breath. You can hear that I'm out of breath. It's hard to talk and do that at the same time. Just take a moment here. Beautiful. And we'll bring the palms together at the heart. Moment of sacredness here. You can feel it, hey? Feel those juices moving. Then we'll slowly make our way back to the top of the mat. Find our mountain pose, feet together or hip-width distance apart, yogi's choice. Palms together at the heart, stand up nice and tall, get that center underneath you. Then we'll find our soft knees and we'll inhale to reach. Exhale, make your way down to your forward fold. Make it your own. Inhale for a halfway lift. Just find that length in the spine, soft bend in the knees. Exhale to bow. Now fingertips come to the mat. We're going to step the left toes back, just the left toes, and we're finding a low lunge. Keep that back knee lifted for a moment. Really press down into all four corners of the right foot. Squeezing that right knee in through the midline, stacking the right knee over the right ankle. Heart reaches forward. It radiates out in front of you. Crown lifts. Beautiful. Inhale in. And on an exhale, we're going to plant the left palm. And then inhale and reach the right fingertips up towards the heavens. Find your easy twist here. Hugging the navel to the spine. Peeling back with that right hip crease. We inhale in and exhale, float the right fingertips down, lower the left knee to the mat, finding our low lunge version here, sinking the hips nice and low. Beautiful. Now you can stay here. This is gorgeous and perfect in every way. And you can play around. You remember that if you need to back off, you back off. So pay attention to the hip crease, pay attention to the hamstring, stack the bones. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can reach the right fingertips up and back and reach behind you. And now you can stay here. This is bus stop number 2. Or you can bend through that left knee and see if you can grab onto the left foot, pulling the left heel towards the glute. Getting a nice quad stretch here, breathing nice and deep. So you've got options. Mix and match, make it your own. Play around with it. Don't feel stuck in the pose. Just remember to align the bones and to have fun and to smile. We'll take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll gently release that left foot if we took that option, letting it back down to the ground. We'll bring the right fingertips back to the mat, and then we'll peel back with this right hip crease, sending the right toes up towards the heavens. We're going to find our half splits. We'll inhale to look forward, find some length in the spine, and exhale to bow the forehead towards the knee. Peeling back with that right hip crease, stacking the left hip over the left knee. So maybe you find a wave in the spine here, inhaling to look forward and exhaling to bow the forehead to the knee. Maybe you stay down, just stretching through the back of the leg, finding some stillness. Make it your own. Maybe you rock the head side to side, feeling in through the neck. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll roll through that right foot, finding our low lunge. Then we'll curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and step the left toes up to meet the right, finding our forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale for a halfway lift. Maybe palms come to the shins, to the calf, or to the thighs, fingertips to the floor. Find that nice long neck. And exhale to bow. Beautiful. Root to rise. Find your way. Grow all the way up. Like a big sunflower. You reach for the skies. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Now we're going to play around with coming into Warrior 3. So remember, this is a practice, and we're having fun here today. So just play around with it. Play with your balance, and don't feel like you have to stick to the pose. I'll give you some modifications. So what we're going to do is we're going to lean into the right foot. So transfer your weight to your right foot. Lift out of that right hip, and we're going to bring the left knee up towards the torso. So you're engaging the core. You're lifting that left knee up towards the chest, knee to chest. Beautiful. Inhale in here, and you can maybe stay here. If this feels good, or you're playing with your balance somewhere in here, that's great. So this is bus stop number 1. Bus stop number 2 is you start to send that left leg out long behind you. So maybe the toes come to the mat. And you're just tracing a line with the toes out behind you. And you're sort of finding this half Warrior 3, tilting the torso forward just a little bit. Maybe you're sending those toes out towards the back edge of the mat, kicking through the heel and bringing the torso parallel with the earth. Lift from that left inner thigh, no matter what version you're in. So play around here. Get creative with it. Where are the hands placed? Is your neck nice and long? Where are the toes? Can you lift from that left inner thigh? You play around with placing the hands in different positions. Can you keep the neck nice and long? Beautiful. Let's take one more breath here. You got it. Oh, don't fall over like I'm about to. Or if you do, just laugh at yourself. And then on your exhale, we're going to bend that left knee. See if we can bring it all the way back up through center, hugging the knee to the chest. And exhale, float the left foot down. Whew. Shake it off. You did good. Maybe you shake those hips. Get some movement going on again. And find your mountain. Find your stillness. Stand up nice and tall. Shine those palms forward. Rotate the shoulders away from the ears. And we'll find our soft knees. And we'll inhale to reach. Exhale, we're going to find our way down to a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift of your choice. Get creative. Exhale to bow. Nice. Fingertips come to the mat. We step the right toes back, just the right toes, and we find our low lunge on this side. So keep that back knee lifted at first. We're shining the heart forward. Crown is lifting. We're stacking front knee over front ankle, seeing if we can lower the hips a little bit while reaching that heel towards the back edge of the mat. Let's take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to plant the right palm and then inhale and reach the left fingertips up towards the heavens. Find your easy twist. Hug the navel to the spine. Pull back with that left shoulder. You got it. We inhale in here. And we exhale, float the left fingertips down to the mat. Lower the back knee, finding your low lunge. Beautiful. We shine that heart forward, lift from the crown. You can come onto the top of that back foot or keep the toes curled under. It really depends on where you're at with your knee. Now you can stay here if you'd like. This is beautiful and wonderful. And you're stretching. Remember, you can back off if you need to. You can have your props in play. So don't stress out the body. Be where you're at today. Or you can plant the right fingertips and reach the left fingertips up and over and reach towards the back edge of the mat. So this is bus stop number 2. Playing around with it here, you can mix and match, coming in and out. Or if you'd like to take it a bit further, you can bend through the right knee. See if you can grab onto that right foot with the left hand. Pull the right heel towards the glute. Finding a nice quad stretch here. Breathing nice and deep. Get creative. Maybe roll onto the outside of the left foot. Twist around behind, opening the chest. Maybe play around with where you're placing your gaze. Make it your own. Keep the neck nice and long. A couple more breaths here just to play. Wonderful. On your next inhale, we'll slowly lower that right foot to the ground if we took that option. Bring the left fingertips back to frame the left foot. Then we'll peel back with that left hip crease, shining the toes up towards the heavens and straighten through that left knee. Inhale to look forward, find some length in the spine, and exhale to bow the forehead towards the knee. Beautiful. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you play with the placement of your hands. Maybe you find a little bit of a wave in the spine, rolling up, rolling down, matching breath to movement. Stretch through the back of that leg. Enjoy the movement. Enjoy playing around in your own body and being creative in your own practice. Let's take another deep breath in and a long breath out. Beautiful. Then we'll roll through that front foot. Once again, finding our low lunge. We'll curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and hop the right toes up to meet the left. Once again, finding ourselves in a forward fold. On your next inhale, find your halfway lift. Mix and match. Make it fun. Exhale to bow. Root to rise. Send those fingertips wide to come up. Take up space. Why not? Maybe you find a back bend. And exhale, hands to heart. So we're playing around with our warrior 3 on this side. So remember, you can mix and match. You can make it your own. You can have fun with it. Maybe you're doing your own flow all together, and that's awesome. So let's bring the palms together at the heart. So we remember to lift our sternum. Transfer your weight to your left foot. Really lift up out of this left hip crease. Then we'll bring the right knee up towards the chest, engaging the core. So maybe there's a variation thereof in between that you're playing with, and you stay in this mode. This is bus stop number 1. Bus stop number 2 is that you start to kick that right foot towards the back edge of the mat. So remember, it can stay, the toes can stay on the mat, and you can be in this sort of half version of warrior 3 here, leaning the torso forward a little bit, but leaning the toes on the mat. Maybe you lift that right leg, lifting from the right inner thigh, and tilt the torso so that it's parallel with the earth. Breathing nice and deep. See if you can square the hips. And then maybe you start to play with the placement of the hands. Playing around here, having some fun. If you fall out of it, just come back. It's a practice. And balance is definitely one of those things that we all have to work on. So we play with it at our own level. Allowing the juices to flow. Take one more breath here, wherever you are. And on an exhale, we're going to bend that right knee, bring it back through center, lift that right knee up towards the chest, really lift, lift, lift. And exhale, set the right foot down. Beautiful. Shake it off. You got it. Maybe you shake those hips again. Do the twist. Then eventually, we'll make our way back to our mountain pose, finding the stillness within the chaos, standing up nice and tall, palms shining forward. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, maybe side out, but relax those shoulders. Find your mountain pose. On your next inhale, find your soft knees and inhale to reach. Exhale, make your way down to your forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift of your choice. Crown reaches, tailbone reaches. And we exhale to bow. Fingertips come to the mat. We walk the feet to the edges of the mat, toes spilling off, heels pointing in. Inhale in here. And on an exhale, begin to bend through the knees, drop the hips, and come down into a yogic squat. So you can come up on the toes. You can bring a block underneath you to help you. Remember to be creative. Don't get stuck in the posture. So maybe this is your squat. And maybe you're able to come down to the feet, coming all the way down, pressing the palms together, pushing into the knees with the elbows and the elbows into the knees. Breathing nice and deep wherever you are. Lift long through the crown. A nice long line through the back of the neck. See if you can find a balance on your feet so your weight is distributed evenly. You're not leaning too far forward. You're not leaning too far back. You're trying to find that beautiful distribution of your weight in your feet. Let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Ooh, maybe we rock the head side to side. Take a couple neck circles. Wonderful. When you've had enough, we're just going to gently swim the fingertips around behind us, come down onto our seat, sending the legs out nice and long. Toes reaching up towards the heavens. Thighs are nice and anchored down to the mat. Bend the right knee, bring the right foot to the inside of the left knee or thigh. So it depends on what's happening with your knee, with your right knee. So just bring that right foot in wherever it works along the left leg. Then we'll inhale to reach the fingertips up towards the heavens and exhale to bow it forward. Palms can come to the foot, or they can come to the shin, or they can come to the mat. Maybe this is your forward fold. Maybe this is your forward fold. Maybe this is your forward fold. Try to grow heavy in that right thigh. Breathe nice and deep. Stay nice and present. Starting to calm the breath. Come back to center. Beautiful. And the next inhale, we'll begin to rise back up, finding our tall seated position, and we switch. We'll send the right leg out long, bend the left knee, bring the left foot to the inside of the right knee or thigh. Anchor down with that left thigh. We inhale, find length, reach towards the heavens. And we exhale to begin to bow forward in whatever fashion works for us, finding that forward fold. It could be anywhere from sitting up nice and tall because you don't have the accessibility to do the forward fold, or for whatever reason. Or you could be all the way down here. Just depends on your body, and each day is different, so honor where you're at. Breathe nice and deep. Wonderful. On your next inhale, the eyes back up, finding our tall seated position, and then we'll just come to find Sukhasana. If you'd like to bring a blanket or a towel into play here to lift the sits bones up for these last couple of beats, then by all means do so. Just find a position where you can sit up nice and tall, and you can ground down into your sits bones and lengthen through the crown. Let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Relax your shoulders. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the heavens. Find that stretch in all four sides of the torso once again. And on an exhale, we're just taking a twist. We're taking the right hand to the left knee, left fingertips float around behind. We sit up nice and tall on an inhale. And we exhale to journey into our twist. Inhaling for length. And exhaling to twist. Beautiful. Come back through center. Send those fingertips back up towards the heavens, finding your length. And exhale, left hand to the right knee, right fingertips float around behind. We sit up nice and tall to find our length. And then we exhale to journey into our twist, perhaps looking past the right shoulder. Inhaling for length. And exhaling to twist. Beautiful. Come back through center. Find your Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Close the eyes. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Find places to soften. Relax the jaw. Relax the skin of the face. Unfurrow the brow. Find yourself here and now in this present moment. Allow yourself to feel the nutrients of your practice starting to seep into your body, and feel that energy, that zing that is still happening. And maybe tap into how you could utilize that energy. What kind of creative task could you do this evening? Whether that's helping the kids build a Lego house or a spaceship, or whether that's working on your art project, or it's going for a walk in the snow and singing to the sky. Whatever it is, what would give you a sense of creative outlet and accomplishment, and like you're pouring your soul out into the world in some beautiful fashion that gives you joy and happiness and comfort. So I invite you to contemplate those vast and big questions as you go into the rest of your day. And I really hope that this practice has helped you to tap into some creative juices, and that you find something fun to do. And if you do, I'd love it if you leave a comment about what creative outlet that you were drawn to do because of this practice, or as a byproduct of this practice, rather. It would be just so lovely to hear what everybody's working on. On your next inhale, let's bring the palms together at the heart, nice and sacred. Press the palms together. Elbows are nice and wide. We exhale and bow the chin to the chest. Mind intelligence to the body intelligence. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. I hope that you find something beautiful to work on that is the expression of your being. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 11. Another deep breath in. And on an exhale, we'll bring the thumbs to the third eye. The light in me honors, cherishes, and is in awe of the light in you. Namaste.